Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Tuning in. We are going to work on my paycheck budget for this week, and my payday is actually tomorrow. I'm filming this on Thursday. My payday is officially Friday, but my bank put it in the account this morning. So where I bank, if you have direct deposit, they usually put it in 1 to 2 days early, which is really nice. So I have my money here, but first I want to show you guys a few things. I've been working so hard on my Etsy channel, or my Etsy account, and I have uploaded so many printables, and I've gotten some questions from a few people, so I wanted to just mention these before I get into the actual paycheck itself, so you guys can see what's out there in case there is anything that you need, think you could use, are interested in, etc. So you guys know that I use a paycheck budget form that I created for my kit. Now my kits are 1 month each, and they're all listed on Etsy separately. However, you can buy the whole thing, and that would save quite a bit of money if you bought like the whole year's worth of kit. But it's totally up to you. And of course, I mean, I'm not anticipating that everyone's gonna need these, want these, love these, anything like that. But just in case, I just want to put it out there what it includes. So this is my regular paycheck budget, and you can see it's more of a neutral tone, muted colors. But if you check out January, I have my cover sheet, then it opens up to a calendar, a month on 2 days. This is all one kit, so this would be all 1 month. And then you have your monthly budget, and you have several paycheck budget sheets. Of course, if you purchased a kit and you didn't want to print out all of these, you don't have to, but it is set up to print double-sided like you see here. You also get a sinking fund worksheet for the month, a monthly goals worksheet for the month, and then it ends with a notes section. So that's what I've been using, and I'm gonna just flip to my April month. But I also have a bunch of other printables that I've been working on, and hopefully you guys will be interested in some of those. I'm going to show you, first I'm going to turn to the page that I'm going to use for this budget, but I also have it in a brighter, more colorful schematic. And I have the monthly budget in a brighter, more colorful schematic. So I have kind of the same format, but just in different color themes, just in case, you know, something speaks to you more than something else. I also have a YouTube posting schedule worksheet here, and you can see that it just has your Monday through Sunday, and it just, you know, to keep you on track in case you're somebody who creates videos and would be interested in something helpful to keep you on track for that. And then I also have a content planner / weekly tracker, and this one keeps track of YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, kind of the three big ones. Of course, you know, you may also have content that you create to upload on TikTok. What else? Twitter? I don't know. Of course, there's so many social media platforms, but I just chose, you know, the three largest ones for videos, because I know Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube all have a video feature, especially the shorter ones. Like YouTube actually has shorts, Instagram has reels, Facebook has reels because they're connected. But just a little check off grid for each one of these, and you know, that's up there too. But there's tons of printables, and my link is below. So in case you just want to check it out every once in a while, and like I said, if you haven't already subscribed and you enjoy budgeting channels, planning channels, please consider doing so. First of all, I would love to have you, but second of all, I am uploading these for sale, but I'm also going to be doing like pop-up giveaways, and it may not be anything that's in my Etsy, or it may be stuff that's in my Etsy, and it may be just for like 12 hours, 24 hours. So I'm going to be doing that as I create more printables and more worksheets and stuff. So let's get into the paycheck budget. So where are we at? Let's check our calendar. I need to actually check and see what date tomorrow is. Today was a work from home day. We had some issues at work. There was some kind of maintenance that needed to go on. So tomorrow is the 22nd. It's so handy to have a large calendar in your budget kit. So we're going to write April 22nd here. So anyways, I guess that's why I don't know the date. But anyway, I think I've talked to you guys before, and I hope nobody is watching from work. I don't think so, but you never know. But it's not a secret. I've talked to you guys before about wanting to, you know, apply for, you know, a promotion, not apply for it, but I was just interested in having my job description updated and hopefully a promotion. And as it turns out, I have to apply for it. I have to apply for my own job. And it's just the rules. It's just the way it goes. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing untoward or anybody's like out to get me or anything like that. It's just how they do things. But I'm not okay with that in any aspect, but I have to be. I have to kind of let it go, which I am doing at work. I'm not going to be bringing it up and talking about it anymore, complaining or, you know, whatever. But I'm not happy about it. I think it's ridiculous. And, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe they'll, you know, you never know. You never know when there's a posting that other people can apply for. So anyway, that's just where I'm at with that. So will I get it? I hope so. I mean, you would think it's a shoo-in, but who knows? Crazy things happen. So I'm just writing down my variable expenses for the week. B-Day gifts. I need to buy 2 of those in the coming week. And some miscellaneous. And then my challenge, savings challenge. And I'm not stuffing that today, but I am going to list it. And discover, and I'm not stuffing that. I actually left that in the bank this time. And is there anything else? I think that's all oh, nope. This could fall under miscellaneous, but I need ink for my printer. So I have a new printer and I'm pretty happy with it, but it eats ink. And I've been printing out a lot of things, of course, but still, I'm like in shock. And the ink is so expensive for it. All right, so the things that I'm stuffing are going to be groceries and doctor payments. It's like a copay, gas, birthday gifts, and miscellaneous. And in case you are wondering, our groceries are going to include dog food. So that is going to be part of that. So I'm putting aside $130. And then I need to make a payment that is just about $80 for a copay. And then gas, I'm doing $120. This is for both of our vehicles. And then birthday gifts, I'm doing $100. I'm gonna do $50 each. And then miscellaneous, I also am doing $100. Savings challenge, I am doing $248. And I'll be doing a separate video on that. And discover, I need to make a payment of $304. And then ink is 80 bucks. And that's a 2-pack. It's one color cartridge, I guess, and one black cartridge. And they just, it just goes through it. It's like insane. I get so stressed out about it. All right, so let's add up the things that we are stuffing today. Okay, so 130 plus 80 plus 120 plus 100 plus 100, $530. So I just want to make sure I have 530. So, oops, let's do it like this. All right, 100. Oh, it's all screwed up, of course. 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, and 30. So we have $530 that we're going to be stuffing. And let me grab my Post-its. Oh, here, by the way, this is the ink, except this is from my old printer, and the new one takes 64 XL. You can use this in your printer, but the XL, I guess, has more ink in it. So I saved this because I can use it. Here's one of the new ones. So I just can't even believe it's not going through the black ink as much. It's going through the color ink, which I get because, again, I'm printing so much. But, well, I'm really not printing that much. I guess it just takes a lot of ink. I mean, printing a few colored worksheets and calendars really shouldn't, you know, deplete it, but what do I know? What do I know? All right. So for groceries and dog food, I'm using $130. So I have $120, $130. And I'm going to stuff that into my first envelope and put a Post-it on it, what it is and how much is inside here. So yeah, so aside from that, work is going okay. I don't know, I'm just stressed, you know? You just get like that sometimes. You just feel stressed. And that's the way I feel. In other news, I went for my endoscopy, and that was a disaster. So the doctor who I'm seeing, who was supposed to do my endoscopy, I guess he got sick. He showed up, and I heard him telling the nurses that he thought he had the stomach flu, and I was like, oh, perfect. So I saw him take one person back and do a colonoscopy. I mean, I couldn't help it here. So I've got $80 here for the doctor. This is a copay. So I heard him take him back for the colonoscopy. And just because they were like, oh, what are you here for? Blah, blah, blah. And this place was not like a place I've ever gone before. It was not a hospital. It was like a clinic. And it wasn't like, I just don't know how, it's like part of their, I don't know what you would call it. They're like suites of doctors. I don't know. So anyways, so I heard him say that. And then I heard the nurses say, are we going to cancel people? And I'm like, oh, geez, here we go. You know, this would be my luck. On the other hand, I certainly didn't want to be around somebody who thought he potentially had the stomach flu. So I was like, what the heck is going to happen, right? So pretty soon, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 is going into birthday gifts. So pretty soon, I hear another doctor show up that's part of like their suite of doctors. And I call it a suite because it's just, that's what they call it. So anyways, he shows up and I hear him talking about how many times is it in the past couple months he's had to do this, like rescue him, blah, 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 like trying to make a joke out of it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1 for miscellaneous. So I had my IV in and everything because for an endoscopy, they do put you under sedation. So you are asleep. And it's like where the tube goes down your throat. But you can't be sedated to the point of you don't know what's going on because they tell you to swallow. And the reason why I know that is because when I was in college, I worked for a temporary service agency and I worked in an endoscopy department at a local hospital. And I just was around so much of that and everything and, you know, just kind of know how it goes. But also, I've had an endoscopy before 2 other times in my life. So if you're wondering why, I've just always had a bad stomach. And, you know, I'm in my mid-40s, so I've had a chance to have this a couple different times. And the one time, I don't think they gave me enough sedation, or twilight is what they call it, because I remember them saying, swallow, swallow. And it's like, you literally have to help swallow the tube. I mean, so if you were fully awake, it would be horrific. I mean, you would just like probably pass out, like I would. So we've got 120 in there. So basically, long story short, I'm like looking around and I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. And the doctor comes in and he was kind of obnoxious. And he's like, yeah, he was like, you know, this isn't where I want to be today, but I'm going to be doing your procedure. Like he's trying to be funny, but I'm like, yeah, you're not really that funny. Because I was like, you know, I was kind of nervous being there to begin with. I'm trying to find a highlighter. So anyways, it was like lights out. They give me the sedation and I fall asleep. And I wake up and, you know, they tell me my results and stuff, which is basically what I expected. And then, you know, we go home. My husband drives me home. So he goes to work and I'm off the rest of the day because I had to be. Like, you're supposed to, well, I guess you could go somewhere, but you're not supposed to drive for the first like 24 hours. So anyways, I was at home and I'm like, man, you know, like my chest hurts, like my stomach hurts, you know, like I don't feel right. And I have a cough. I don't have like, I'm going to add all these up. I don't have like a persistent cough, but sometimes I do because I have allergies and my allergies drive my asthma. And so I coughed and I was like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I saw stars and I was like, something's not right. And then when I would drink water, like the most basic stuff, I was getting really, really sick and I had like just horrific pain. So I'm like, what the heck is going on, you know? So I took some things that I thought would help, like some antacids and, you know, just tried to like help myself. And, you know, I thought, let me just go to sleep. It's probably just irritation. And then when I get up tomorrow, like it'll be all fine. So I'm going to subtract my total and my variables from my actual paycheck. So I wake up this morning and it's the same darn thing. I'm like, I'm in so much pain and my throat was going in and out. Like I would have a voice, then I wouldn't have a voice. And I just felt like crap and that didn't go right. So anyways, I called the doctor's office and because I've had endoscopies before, as I said, and I never had any inclination whatsoever. The same day, next day, anything, no discomfort, no nothing. And of course I Googled it and, you know, it's like, you know, if this happens, like you should go to emergency. So I call the doctor and the lady, you know, takes my symptoms and stuff and she says she's going to talk to the doctor and get back to me. So they call back and they're like, oh, you need to go to the emergency. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, you shouldn't have pain like that. And you need to get checked out to make sure you don't have a perforation. And I'm like, I can't, I just can't. So I was like in such shock, but I went to emergency and I sat there all day today, all day. I'm working from my phone. I'm like trying to be as productive as I can. And it was like all day. It was crazy. I need to white this out because this isn't all variable. I screwed up. I didn't want to make my savings challenge part of my variable expenses because that's not true. So I'm going to take this out altogether. I just thought better of it. So anyways, I go to emergency and, you know, they're asking me all these questions and what my symptoms are. And they're like, yeah, sometimes you can have a perforation. It's true. It happens more often than not. And they're like, it doesn't, you know, necessarily reflect on anybody's skill. And I'm like, yeah, it does, you know, because I think what they did, I think they shoved that hose down. Well, they probably didn't do that part because that would be too difficult. You do have to help yourself and swallow it. But I think they just ripped it right out of me. I just feel like that's what happened. I had to get a chest x-ray and then I had to go through this esophageal barium test where you have to drink 2 different types of liquid to see, while they're scanning you, to see if you have any leak in your esophagus. It was disgusting. I almost threw up. I mean, of course, you know, I'm not a baby. I'm going to go through with it. But it was just totally disgusting. And I was so aggravated because I was like, this was so unnecessary. And I think the doctor went too fast. And I think he was just like hot-headed maybe a little bit about the whole situation. And he just, I don't know, just didn't take his time. And so at the end of the day, you know, literally at the end of today, they said that I did not have a perforation, but I did have an abrasion and some bruising, like some inflammation, some swelling. And they were like, you have to take this stuff called Carafate, and it's like a liquid. And basically, it has to kind of fix itself. And I was like, okay, so even now, like when I left there, I had no voice, but like now I do. And when I got home, you know, of course, I started taking the medicine and everything. But, oh my gosh, like seriously, I was so aggravated. And they're like, yeah, you need to follow up with the doctor. I'm like, I'm never going back there. I'm never going back there. It was a bad experience all around. And I'm still kind of nervous about the whole situation, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, get over yourself. You were just checked out, like, you know, you need to let it go now. But still, I was just, I don't know, that was just too much. All right, so I'm putting in my $202,380 savings challenge, if you guys know about that. I'm going to be adding $248 for May. All right, so that is what I'm saving out of this pay. And I'll do that in a separate video because I like to update you guys and use the little schematic I created. So let's see what's left. But yeah, so tomorrow I have to go to work and I really feel awful. And all I had today was a little bit of soup and a yogurt. And it hurts when I swallow. It's just really painful. And it doesn't hurt like in my throat. It hurts like way down in my chest. So anyway, that was my experience. Thank you for the prayers, because I believe that the prayers did help me, even though it didn't go perfectly. It could have been worse. And, you know, the more I learned about that, the more I was like scared about that. But anyways, it did help. And so I really appreciate it. And for those of you who have asked me about the printables and stuff, we already went over that. So I showed you guys what I currently have, but there is so much on my Etsy page right now. So definitely check it out if you're looking for printables or anything like that. And there's lots more to come. I'm still working on several things. I just didn't have time to get everything uploaded. But here's my paycheck budget. And that was my story. That was like my medical experience story. So I hope it was interesting. Like, you know, sometimes it's good to be chatty while you're doing the numbers. It's always good to do your stuffing. I have my little binder here that's ready to go. I've talked about these binders several times before. I think I have them linked below, but I love them because they're soft cover and they're snaps, and they just are so durable, and I absolutely love them. So that's ready to go for this coming week. Actually starting tomorrow, and whenever I go to the grocery store and get gas this weekend and all that fun stuff. So I'm ready to go. And this is what my paycheck looked like. So I think I have one more pay, and I did get I got a YouTube payment. I don't remember the last time. I think it was like I don't think I got any YouTube payment last year. I'm pretty sure I didn't. If I did, it was like maybe $100. I can't remember because I wasn't really doing videos last year, but I did see that I got an email and that I have a YouTube payment coming, and I think it's over $100. So I was really excited, and so I just wanted to thank you guys for that. I'll be putting down the exact figure, but it's been a long time since I have received any type of revenue from ads, and I just wanted to tell you guys, excuse me, I wanted to tell you thank you for that because I really appreciate it. It's because of you, obviously, but I'll be doing that in a separate video as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you stuck around and did so. Keep your eye open for pop-up giveaways. They're going to be sporadic. They're not always going to be announced in my title of the videos or anything like that, but keep your eye out for that. And as always, I hope I see you guys in my next video. Take care.